Grand Rising, good day, and good night. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to 144 from the stars. Terrell, let's go ahead and give Odin a treat. Thank you very much, sir. We greatly appreciate you. You missed a piece. All right. Thank you so much. The totem for this message is going to be a tortoise. I did have some word I was going to share with you. I'm going to be reading from the book of 3 Maccabees. I'm going to be reading from chapter 6, and I'm going to read verse 28. Release the sons of El Shaddai, living Elohim of heaven, who from our ancestors' times until now has granted a glorious and uninterrupted prosperity to our affairs. All right, let's go ahead. Let's pull a Moonology card. Let's see what Spirit would like you to know. I hope you guys are feeling well. Does the planetary alignment that just happened, does it feel like the energy is cleaner and smoother? Like it's I mean, maybe right now it's just from where it's everything is in alignment, but it just feels like things are softer and smoother. It's gentler and more cohesive, and it feels like things are lighter. All right, let's go ahead. Can we get a Moonology card? Yes, we can. You're very close to achieving your goal. Okay, that sounds like great news. Let's go ahead. Let's see if we can get an oracle to go with this, and then we'll get started with tarot. Okay, we got a couple ones that want to come out. We have Go the Distance, and then we have Orphaned, and then we've got Mending and New Life. So I'm kind of getting that a long journey that you have taken kind of on your own. You may have even been in isolation, or this may have been like a bit of a long, like 7 to 10 years, 7 to 11 years, 9 years. I don't know. I'm feeling right around about a decade or so. You may have been spending a pretty good chunk of time on some kind of journey alone. And this may have been one where you really had to find your own strength. You had to find your uniqueness. You had to find your what qualities you have that give you an advantage or leverage in life. So I do kind of feel like you were on a bit of a journey of self-discovery through hardship. You really found out what you were made of by kind of taking this journey alone. I mean, this is reminding me of in some native cultures when the male child gets to be about like 14 or 15, they would have to go on, I don't know, like a 2-week journey or like a month-long journey out in the wilderness alone. And when they come back, then they're a man. It's kind of like this energy of this may have been a challenge on you. I'm getting the energy of like, I'm going to teach you how to turn nothing into something. And that's not an easy thing to learn when you're learning it through real life experience, where you are dealt the shit hand, where you are dealing with obstacles, when you don't have resources available to you, when you don't have any kind of connections or you don't have any kind of safety net or network. Hell, half the people in your circles or networks are people you can't even trust or might be part of the problem to begin with. It's I'm getting this energy of like you have been on this long journey, and when it's all said and done, which it feels like it feels like this journey is coming to an end. And maybe here recently you've been on this like plateau in your journey where maybe the hardest parts of all of this has been over for some time or has recently came to an end, and you've kind of hit a plateau where you've been spending a lot of time healing because you're about to make it through to this whole new cycle, this new experience, this new chapter, this new life. It's a brand new, whole new experience. It's completely different than the past, I don't know, 7 to 9, 10, 11 or so years that this energy over here feels. This feels like you discovered a lot about yourself, and you probably in those 10 years had some really dark times. I'm getting someone may have even, survived a self unaliving attempt. I'm picking up on that energy. So trigger warning, I guess I should have said, but either way, I'm getting that you may have had some close calls. You may have had some near death experiences. You may have been pushed to the brink of insanity. You may have experienced extreme highs and lows. You may have experienced a lot of what um, some of the harsher or more unpleasant things that this life has to offer, this world, this experience has to offer. But you gained a lot of insight on who you are as a person. You learned about a lot about yourself, and I feel like you learned how strong you are. You learned how resilient you are. You learned how to rely on yourself, or how capable you are, or you learned how to be very resourceful with your own energy. So again, I'm getting this energy of like, I'm going to teach you how to turn nothing into something. It's not going to be easy, but when you are done with this, you'll know how to turn anything into gold. So I'm really getting that you have mastered some form of alchemy. I do feel like you, because of the experiences that you have gone through and endured, and because, okay, so for example, our brains are powerful and they can do just about anything if you put them in the right conditions for the brain to have to try to learn something new to accomplish a task or a goal. You may have gone through a lot of things, but you're kind of magical because of it. You have really unique qualities. Like, you had to learn how to do things. Okay, so like for example, I'm just gonna say, because this might make sense to people. A lot of you were probably alive during the time of the virus of the crown pandemic, and everyone was wearing face masks. Or not everyone. I'm sure there were people that weren't, but a lot of people were wearing face masks. Well, okay, let's talk about how a lot of the language that we use to communicate is facial expressions, it's body language. So one effect I have noticed that happened on society when a lot of people were at distant contact, were in isolation, and then when they saw each other covered up. They couldn't really see all their face. I couldn't tell if you were smiling or if you were gritting your teeth. It kind of forced us as a people to rely on other senses to gather our information, because one way or another we're going to receive that communication, or we're going to send that communication. So that's an example I can think of in recent times that I think a lot of people might be able to look back on and be like, yeah, I can concur that there was something like that relevant or happening. Our minds are very powerful, but you kind of don't know what you're capable of until you have to do it. And this is kind of one of those, it's like that, like the stories of you hear about, like a child picks a car up off of their parent or something. Like, obviously that's like adrenaline, and that's like an extreme case scenario, and I'm not talking about something necessarily that extreme, but still, in the moment, you'd be surprised what we are capable of. And I'm getting the past 10 years, you've had many incidences where you found exactly just what exactly you are capable. You may have overcame death. For someone, I'm getting you have died, and you may have came into an alternate reality where you hadn't died. That won't be for everyone. So we're just going to move forward. For someone else, I'm getting that you may have had some kind of accident within, I don't know, I'm kind of getting like the past few years or something. You may have had some kind of accident. And I'm getting that there was like almost like an initiation in that, like almost like as if you were being marked by something. Like I don't really know how to explain that. It feels like there's like a chosen energy in that, and it has something to do with like the fall of like the cabal and the matrix. So I don't know if that will resonate with you, but if it does, I do pick up on that kind of energy. Regardless of all of those like little nitpicky specifics, let's try to get back into like the movement of the energy. We had a little bit of this story, and we know from the first card out here, you're very close to achieving your goal. And I feel like a very long journey is over. And the good thing about this is you have learned and gained a lot that can't be taken from you. And what you have learned and gained is yourself. You've gained a lot through yourself from everything you have been through. And now there's like this plateau of you've been in this period of it's time to heal, and then you've got this brand new life. So can we find out a little bit about this brand new life? What's this brand new life looking like? Because it looks and feels really good. The way it feels is like the battle is like it feels like a lot is over. You know what? Something that I've noticed, and I think I feel like and think a lot of others have may be able to concur that you have noticed this too, because I've been noticing it in a lot of recent readings and a lot of collective readings. I've noticed this energy of like things that were bad aren't that bad now. Karmic situations, karmic individuals that had really dark energies or entities working them, and a lot of darkness being working on and through people, whether it be family, friends, exes, like coworkers. I mean, it don't matter what it was. Um, it's lessened. It's and I think I kind of understand a little bit of what's going on here. And I think what has happened is so many of us in the collective have done the inner work inside, and we have healed, and we have forgiven, and we have cleansed, and we have released, and we've broken karmic patterns. We've, you know, cleansed these curses. We've done a lot of inner work on ourselves, which is also the collective as well. And this has allowed us to shift into a higher timeline because now we are vibrating at a higher frequency. So now the world around us has to be a reflection of the inner world inside of us. So we improve our inner world, our outer world changes too. So as we ascend by doing the inner work, now we are existing in a alternate higher timeline where we're at a higher frequency and the world we're living in is in a higher frequency. And something I've noticed an effect of that is a lot of the situations we have dealt with throughout our life weren't really the people that were involved. It was the darkness using the people. And most of like the things that we got going on is a spiritual thing to begin with. So what I have noticed an effect of us vibrating at a higher frequency and existing in a higher alternate timeline where the world around us is vibrating at a higher frequencies is this darkness no longer takes residence here. This darkness does not exist in this reality because we are vibrating outside of its reach. And I think a lot of people are starting to vibrate high enough, which is what a lot of the darker forces, their whole agenda was to keep us vibrating at a low enough frequency to where they could exist in our world and manipulate us and control us and harvest our energy. But enough of us have woken up, healed, transcended, broken free from the chains. You're like that little glitch in the matrix where you cause an awakening around you, and the little Agent Smiths can't do anything to stop you because you came here to wake up from the matrix. So I'm really getting this energy of you may notice situations that you had of like, all right, let's say, for example, you had a karmic family member you may notice that that karmic family member isn't as karmic anymore. And it's literally because of you. You did the healing inside of you and you shifted our reality. You're very powerful. We are so much more powerful than people realize what we can do with just ourselves because we create our own experience. So you doing that allowed the entire universe to shift with you. You're in an alternate timeline that vibrates at a higher frequency, and now those lower energies do not exist within the bandwidth of frequency that we're now existing in. So, and you know, this is something that is also mind boggling as an individual that has traversed timelines by changing the world within. Um, you still have memory of the previous timelines. And that can put a little bit like props to you because you've got to be a really big person to be able to look at someone knowing full blown damn good and well what they were doing, what they were doing behind the scenes, why they were doing it, because you could feel the energy, you could hear it. Some of you could hear conversations that you weren't even in the room to hear because you're clairaudient. Some of you could feel the energies. Many of you have all kinds of different spiritual gifts and abilities, and everyone's works differently. But those of you that were tapped in, you knew what the fuck was going on. So even though you healed, you transitioned, and you ascended, there's still that piece of you that looks at them. And even though you know that the energy that was working them is gone, you still have to be the bigger person and forgive them and love them. And that's what a lot of people in the collective are doing. They're doing exactly that. They're shifting to a higher timeline, and they are such good people that they still have love, grace, compassion, and forgiveness for everyone else that is also in that new created simulation, even if they have memories of that character or individual or avatar from another timeline that you just shifted out of. All right. So in one way, at least it doesn't, in one way, it kind of helps you feel more sane because when you realize that you're shifting timelines, it doesn't make you question your sanity of, well, was I just making this all in my head? Like, and in one way, let's not go down that rabbit hole, but at least you can verify that that experience was real. It was just a different timeline. So when you're standing in the room with someone and you're like, so much is different, they have changed, but just a year ago, you were doing this, that, and the third to me. And now it's like I'm talking to a different person. And it's because you have transformed yourself. So now you're in an alternate reality, in an alternate timeline that exists in a higher frequency where the darkness that you were experiencing in your reality does not exist anymore. So now the avatar and the person that's in that body you can actually see their light. They're not so far from themselves that a darkness is able to step in and take over. It was never your parents or your friends or your family or your whatever it may have been, people from your past. It was never actually them. They were just a vessel that the darkness was using. Everything that we've been going through is just a battle of light and dark. And when you fully understand that and you take the sovereignty and the power you have within and you shift your reality the way you want to, that's when you start to become a master. You start to master this celestial dance that we do with ourselves. You understand the purpose of the light and dark. You learn the lessons from it. You integrate, you heal, and then you ascend. Free your mind and the rest will follow. We got the Nine of Wands, we got the Three of Pentacles, we got the Six of Wands. I see that a long journey is over and there's a long, the Nine of Wands energy has a lot of experience. It takes a lot to get to the Nine of Wands. And then when you're in the Nine of Wands, you're usually in the Nine of Wands for a long time. And this is a wisdom that you can pass on. This is a wisdom that also gives you strength. It gives you power. You have strength. You have power now. You earned it. You found it. You found it within. You found it in the moments of your weakness, at your darkest, lowest times. So you're very strong. You're very formidable. We've got a lot of success that's coming your way, but this Three of Pentacles and the Six of Wands, things are really about to start looking up because we have opened up new timelines. New timelines have become available to us. New energy has become available to us. I've been picking up on that wealth transfer energy for a good little bit here recently. I'm feeling a lot of it right now. I'm just reserving it for a different energy because it feels really big. So I don't want to make this reading too long. There is wealth transfer energy coming through. This alignment did something really big in that. But what I'm going to focus on is not only is there's this wealth transfer energy, but there's of, golden gates of abundance that have opened up to us. And it's because we have ascended into a higher energy. So now we resonate with that free energy. We resonate with love, with free. So there is something that is really going to shift and change in a lot of people's lives as far as work, as far as career, as far as income, as far as money goes. Things are about to grow and expand. If you have done the inner work and you have healed and you feel it, this alignment that we just went through is put everyone kind of in position is what it feels like. And it feels like almost like as if spirit has picked, like we're little wind up toys, and spirit has picked us up and moved us right to our track. We've all got our own little designated track. It's like it's color coded and everything. So like one little figurine is like a little pink with a different little hue of blues around it, and that's you. So we're gonna pick that up and we're gonna put that over on the pink track with the little blue hues, and we're holding it, we're suspending it right above the air. We're gonna wind it up. We're winding it up, winding it up. We let go of the little wind up thing on the back, and the feet are just running. The feet are running, but the divine's still holding you, suspending you right above the place you're supposed to be. This alignment just completed your transformation. We're gonna let go. You're hitting the ground running in your new place in life, in your new track, in your new trajectory. There's a whole new slate, a whole new shift, a whole new game. This is a big game changer. Life's about to change, and it's really good how this is going to change because a long, painful cycle of self-discovery through the darkest and hardest times in life is now over. And now we have forward movement, we have collaboration, growth, and we have success. That's what's now coming through. And this righteous, free, golden, abundant energy that I'm feeling, it really feels like we've opened up some kind of like rings to heaven. Like we've entered another gate of a heavenly realm as a collective on earth. And I think what's going to happen is, we're going to see a lot of people accessing their highest timeline. People now are going to really see you have it within you. It's already within you. You're already doing it. The reality of you being exactly what you desire already exists. You just got to tune into it. And it's about to get a lot easier because we as a collective are in a higher space now. And we have, energies available to us that we did not the energies I'm feeling. This is new. This is a new energy. We did not have these available to us. It has to do with the alignments, the shifts, the ascending, the activations. Things are opening up to us. Things are becoming available to us. And it's go time. It's go time. This is golden energy. We are entering our golden era. And I feel like a lot of you are going to be building a lot of success and a lot of abundance. And this is like, you are establishing your kingdom in God's world. And that's what I feel like we're going to see. It's like a boom, an industrial boom of God's kingdom on earth. Like it's like a rapid ascension. It's like what I'm seeing is, I don't know if you've ever seen like a timeline of history where it showed like a colony, and then it hits like the different stages, and then eventually it's like you see whole skyscrapers being built in like seconds because it's in fast forward. I'm kind of seeing something like that, but it's all gold. Everything is being built out of gold. Everything is golden, and everyone is happy. Everyone is free, and it's something very loving and like high vibrational about this energy. So I do feel like we are accessing a free timeline. We are accessing a golden energy in some kind of way, and I feel like a lot of wealth and abundance and righteousness is just pouring out over to us, and a lot of people are like you hold it within you and you have access. You're kind of like a gatekeeper, I guess, but I don't really see you keeping it. I see you opening it for the rest of the collective, and it's like it's flooding through you. Is there anything else you would like the collective to know? We've got this Eight of Swords coming out, and then we've got this Emperor reverse. I'm almost getting like this is going to happen so fast. Like so many people are going to rapidly ascend and activate and access their highest timeline. That you remember earlier I mentioned that this had something to do with the fall of the Matrix and the fall of like dark forces and stuff like that. That's what this energy over here is. There's something like it can't see it, it can't sense it, it didn't predict it. It's almost like as if something it's gonna witness a miracle. Like it's not gonna be able to do anything about this. This is gonna happen so fast it can't be stopped. You can't even tax it. You can't slow it down. It's like too many people are gonna wake up and access their highest timeline spontaneously across the world, and it's going to create a wave, like a tidal wave, a huge wave of golden energy, and it's coming through everyone's chakras. It's from this light, and it reminds me of the activation that I recently picked up on that had a lot to do with the eighth and ninth chakra being opened up to a higher energy, and that higher energy being anchored into the center of our planet on Earth. And I think we have shifted into a higher timeline now. And it seems like there is an energy that is accessible to anyone within the collective at this time. And a lot of individuals are ascended enough to where they're going to tap right into their highest timeline. And it's going to be like, boom. It's like someone turned the lights on, and it's this huge tsunami of golden energy, of gold, of wealth and of love, and it's free energy, and it's all going to come in, and this power can't stop this. This power can't stop this, and it's because I feel like they thought they were going to be able to stop this because they thought that they controlled all of it, but they don't, because they don't realize where it actually comes from. It comes from source energy, and enough of the collective are waking up to the source of that energy within themselves, and that can't be stopped. That can't be stopped one bit. You can't fucking own that in a banking system. You can't tax that with insurance companies. You can't make laws to fucking weasel shit and squeeze and pinch. None of that. They can't stop that, because this is coming from the divine within us. This is coming from the gates of heaven that we are opening up within our minds and our hearts. And then we are opening that up to the world around us. And it's going to cause a massive change in the world. Everything. It's going to change everything. And I feel like this, in a matter of just like 2-3 years, the world's going to be completely different because of this mass awakening, this mass ascension, where everyone that claims this energy, that chooses to, will tap into this and access their highest timeline. And that's what a lot of people are about to start doing. Like as of now, people are starting to do this right now. So go ahead, claim that highest timeline, claim that blessed life, claim that energy. It already exists. You're worthy. You're deserving. It's within you. It's coming from God. It can't be taken from you. It was given to you from God. It's our right. It's our right to have this energy. It's our right to have access to it. It's our right to connect with it, to express, to show, to liberate ourselves, to be free, to be sovereign, to be children of God in the sun. And that's what we're about to show the world. We're about to be the sun on earth. I'm going to go ahead and leave this reading here. If you like the way that I read, please be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you. I will see you on the next collective message.